Hello. Myself, Akwaba. Akwaba. Today it's been a hot day, so if you can just see it, just join us briefly. Just see it, join us briefly. And I mean, we are late. We are late because it was hectic. So just a brief one. Then we just go to sleep. Thank you very much. Osei, anyone? Osei, we were you, mama. You can share with somebody so that they can join if they are not asleep. Champion man, this year, no, me say call sorry. Thank you for taking your time to be here. Thank you. So you can share it so people who are here. I mean, just join it, and I will be something say, I didn't know. I was just contemplating, and we had a program, so we hododo. Very nice. I said, Breum Kakra, and then Tia, and I'm also a twaba. Till I say, Krumswa, Tia say, the man Crawford when he Kakra. So, share so that people can know that we are here. We want to talk about something: income and net worth, income generating assets, income and net worth. So yes, show down, honorable. So we were in a class. So thank you very much. Share it. Let people know that we are here. They can join. It's always good that you educate yourself. So every now and then we come here, we all learn. People share their stories. People share their insight, and they help us. And for me, many times when you struggle with something, it's because you are not having different inflow of information. You are not, because what really moves people forward is the information. So if the information is weak, the people will struggle. But if the information is improving, if it's regenerating, if it's growing, the people will grow. So those who are very much disadvantaged are those without any proper access to information. And I think what we share here, normally share many times they help us to also think through. And the testimonies, the reports, just a few that we share with you. Almost every time, somebody will just send you a message to say that I watch some of the things that you teach, and I use them. So people, I can say that many people are buying land for farmlands, 10 acres, 20 acres, 100 acres, 1 acre, purely because some of them had access to what we teach. People are starting businesses, all kind of things. And I think that Africans, our advantage is to just start something, start a business. It's very difficult to build financial freedom if you don't have good source of income. If you don't have very good source of income, it's very much tough. And nobody really builds any significant wealth with just one source of income. Very few people can build any significant wealth with just one source of income. Very much difficult. It's almost impossible. Especially Ghana. So, and if you don't have, substantial amount of money, growing up, you see our parents, especially those who are on salary, every 2 weeks, you won't say Nasikanasa. No overdraft, because the source of income was just one. And if your source of income is just one, you struggle with your finances, no matter how prudent you are, even if it's only you. And if you have children and you have parents, cousins, it becomes difficult. So today we want to talk about income and net worth, income generating asset. I will explain. So if you don't have copies of our books, this is Unlimited Opportunities. They are all on Kindle, Amazon. You can get copies. Or Ghana, so we can send you copies. These books are good, They will help you. African advantage. You have to be positive. Positivity is required for anything in this life. If you're so negative, you struggle. You don't tell us that you're very objective. We are not talking about being objective. We're talking about you being optimistic. It's an ingredient for life and for success. If you're not optimistic, if you're not positive as a person, if everything you see the negative, you struggle. You struggle. And so you look at your friends who are very much always negative. They don't trust anybody. They don't trust anything. They don't trust any system. They walk alone. They struggle. Every idea, they shoot it down because they are not sure it's going to succeed. You will struggle. So get copies of African Advantage. This is resilience. You have to be tough for the journey. It's not for the weak in this life. The journey is for the strong. Extremely hard to teach yourself money. If you don't have any knowledge on money, you can add, can get some from this book. But you have to be intentional to study it. You have learned about nursing, teaching, policing, military, agriculture, learn about money as well because you're all using it. You should be. The obviously I know we're driver, we're mate, we're tailor, we're seamstress, information, especially money. Because without financial freedom, this world, whether your child will go to school or they will not go to proper school, if you want, whether you live in a nice area or not so nice area, whether even when you're sick, you have to go to work, depends on the kind of financial information that you have. And if you don't have good quality financial information, you make very bad choices on money. And once you start to make bad choices on money, you're not going to do well with your finances, which means that you struggle or your life, They say that money is one of the main reasons, that make marriages, people separate. It's one of the key reasons why there is high rate of divorce. It's money related, complications. Many people they struggle because they work. They don't have time to do any other thing. It's work, and many times when couples disagree, many of the time is about money. Money. So if you can talk about money and agree on money and openly discuss it and not hide it from the other person, there is a high tendency that he will do well. Many friends have separated because of money. One borrowed the other and they didn't bring back. Many great friends or companies have gone to court because of disagreement on money. Money is a strong force. So you don't deceive yourself, you study it. So income. If you want to build wealth, you have to focus on income. You have to focus on income. You have to focus on income. Build one. Even if you are one person, don't just convince yourself you're a teacher. Government is paying you salary. What else can you add? And the more sources of income that you can add, the better for you. So can you start extra classes? Can you sell something in the evening? Can you sell something over the internet to your friends? What else can you do to have other source of income? Is key. If the more you're able to master income, and different sources, the better for you. I'm not talking of salary increment. I'm saying the different sources of income. So you do something, it gives you 1,000 a month. You do another thing, it gives you 300 cedis a month. Another one gives you 400 cedis a month. The whole month. If you look at yourself, how much do you make? If it's your business, how much comes in? If it's your personal life, how much comes in? Count on that, because on the journey to financial independence, financial security, financial freedom, look at it. If you can count look at your finger. How much? Where do you get income? Is it just that work that you have, or you have other things that you have invested? If you are 20 years, by the time that you get to 30 years, you must at least, you shouldn't depend on one source of income. You should not. It's very difficult for you to build any significant financial success if you just wholly depend on one source of income. Very few people are paid so much in hundreds of thousands that they don't have to work any other place. Oh, Tigana, yeah, especially if you're an African, and it does not even matter where you live. can you intentionally, and this is something that you have to do intentionally, can you add another source of income? And how are you going to do that? And you must do. You must do. Either you have to be present or you don't have to be present, but there has to be another source of income. Net worth, if you put everything that you have now, you know yourself, all your shoes, all your, your pens, your everything that you have, if you were to value them, how much do you think you can sell them today? Everything that you have today, you sit back, you're 40 years. Maybe you have a house, you have a car, you have a business, whatever that you have. You just put some arbitrary figures on them. How much do you think? If they were to say that, they want to ask how much, maybe is it from 0 to 100,000? Is it from, let's say, okay, from 0 to 1,000? If you put everything that you have today, well, how much value? List all of them. Put some figure on them. Just in your head. Don't don't overestimate the value, but at least fair value. From 0 to 1,000, from 1,000 to 10,000, from 10,000 to 100,000, 100,000 to a million, million to 10 million, 10 million to 100 million to a billion. If you list everything that you have, how much do you think you're worth? Everything that you have, the car that you have, the house that you have, everything in your house. Look at it. How many shoes do you have? Trousers. Maybe you can even add the children. How about do you think if that is what they call net worth? It means that and do so if you plus minus put them together. So let's say you put everything that you think you have value on them. And let's say you come to 10,000, everything that you have, you put all the things, maybe 100 different items, you put them together and you give them value. You total, let's say it's 100,000, 10,000, but you owe some people, you put all of them together, maybe it's 3,000. You do the mathematics, it means that your net worth is 7,000. So if you have to die today, you say that, okay, the man was not, he had something that he left for the children. But if you owe, let's say you owe 20,000 and everything you put together is 10,000, it means that as some tools is here, managers or so just a rough, I'm not a fan of that, but just a rough estimate. So your business person, look at the business that you have, look at all the stock, look at the money in the bank, look at the cars in the business. How much do you think this business is worth? How much do you think? You're a doctor. You look at everything that you've been able, what you call asset, you will come to that. Everything that you have, put value on them, calculate all of them and see how much do you think you're worth. They call some people millionaires in economics. Then they're very fan of doing that. They give them some money and they work. They say that if it increases in value somewhere, now I'm a millionaire. So you do yourself and see where is the category. You and your wife, put everything together. Are you, in the thousands? Are you in the 100,000s? Are you in the millions? Where are you? And the other one that is more important is income generating asset. So if you say that is an asset, how much is being generated from that asset? The best of financial freedom is achieved when they are what you call asset is bringing income. It's bringing income. And so those who are wealthy, they've been able to build these assets that bring income. So which asset do you think bring income? Which one do you have? If you look at yourself, all the things that you listed, not just the value, but is it bringing any income? Don't just focus on the value, but is it bringing any income? And those who are very much free, who can quit their job, have focused more on building assets, buying assets, investing in assets that create another source of income. Another source of income. And many times they don't even have to show up for those assets to bring income. So let's say you have built 3-bedroom house, you and your family, and you live there. Does it bring any income? It's different from somebody else who has also another same 3-bedroom house that he's rented. And if that person has rented that is an asset that is bringing income. Let's say you have a nice car, Toyota Corolla, you drive it to work and you come home. Does it bring any income? If somebody else has that car and they are renting it to somebody, and every month money comes from that business, from that car. Maybe that becomes an asset. Maybe you have a certificate, you're a pharmacist, and somebody else will say that I need your certificate to open a pharmacy shop. That certificate is bringing some income. So that becomes an asset, So your certificate, who is paying you, or you're just keeping it? Me, man, nobody pays me anything. My certificate is in the box somewhere. So I don't know whether it's an asset. But some people, they have certificate is an asset. Why? Because somebody else is paying them. They need it. So look around you. What are the things that you've been able to create? What are the things that you've been able to invest in? What are the things that you've been able to build that bring you income? If you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 100, and every one of them brings you bits and pieces every month, and you calculate them, you are on your way to financial liberty. And you will know it, because in that case, all those continue to bring a lot of money. A lot of money. And all those, if you put them together, check your asset. What money do they bring? How much is it? Those that generate income, how much is it? Every month, they bring you from 0 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 100,000, 100,000 to 1,000,000. All the things that you've been able to build, how much do they bring every month? How much do they bring every month? Break these things down. Every one of us, it depends on Obian in the situation, Obian in the situation, Obian in the level, or Obian in journey, but basic understanding, income, net worth, and income generating assets. Income, net worth, and income generating asset. So and every one of us can do something like that. So list all those entities. What have you been able to build that generate income for you? For most people who are employees, so your job is just one key area that brings you money. It's key. But we are saying that if you want to build significant wealth or net worth, it's very difficult for you to just depend on one source of income, which means that job must be a conduit that you use to build other income generating assets. Other income generating asset, and everything that you have that you call asset. If you put value on them, how much are you worth as an individual? So how many shares do you have? If you have to sell all of them today, everything, jewelry, books that you have bought, computer, everything, because that is what the other people that they are calling billionaires and millionaires, that's what they do anyway. The only thing is that they do it in a different form. So in your country, some people can easily say that they are millionaires, and all that it means is that they have a house with a mortgage on it. The house has increased in value. If they take what they owe in the current price, they say that they are millionaires. Maybe you have jewelry, gold, diamond, or everything that you have. If you do, so your business, if you are assessing your business now, if you look at the stock, if you look at everything, how much do you think that business is worth? And many times, how much income is that business bringing for the whole year? That business that you have, how much income are you generating from that business? I'm not even talking of profit. How much income is coming from that business? What category are you in? So if you look at all the things that you put the business together, if you were to dissolve the business today, would you be in debt, or you will have something to show as having worked for all these years? So every now and then do that kind of exercise. If nobody knows it early, you just happy yourself. Some of you may be, millionaires, and you may not even say that. Some of you may be worth so much, and you may not even pay attention to that. And yet, some people are always there. Every day you hear them, they have added 10 billion to their, because the stock market has gone up somewhere. every now and then, do this kind of analysis. But the most important thing is that these exercises, they help you to really position your finances, because it's difficult for you to win this financial game if you're not informed, if you don't have the hardcore data, if you don't know. That's why they give you Excel. That's why you have your phone. That is why you have your phone. So list, even if you can't list everything, just put, I used to do this long ago. Every now and then you Excel them, say, okay, all that. So when you owe, you see that, okay, so all the people, all the mobile money joint, mobile money, MTN for Sika, You know, another ashes. Uncle for the car. We are there when you the crofado book out to your fashion. No, we are say, "Aye, this is I see as and got make us say, so what category are you? How much do you think you have? How much do you think? It's not, we are not talking of whether it's dollar or cedi, whichever economy that you're operating, you start. How much do you think you are worth? How much do you think you're worth? And you can always increase the worth if you start to focus on the income. And the best form is when you invest over time in assets that generate income. In assets that generate income. So my name is OBENG DARKO, and then over the weekend, over the week, we had some 3 seminars, and we went to Cape Coast. We met these schools. My friend Addison, he had this program, Emotional Intelligence Africa Summit, and he brought a lot of chiefs there, some politicians there, and it was great talking to these young minds. So a lot of students from all these secondary schools in Cape Coast, they came there, many people, and we had a good time talking to them. And today we were in a small meeting. It's a mentorship program, and we went there as well, and we gave some talk. So when we came, we were very not so much. That's why I came in late, but I just felt that because I didn't put anything there, at least I know that some people sent message that why are we not doing a program today? So I had to come and report that we are doing program today. So it's brief. One, so income is key. But on that, everybody can generate something. Every one of us over time. You just have to have a structure. So for many people, the only source of income is their job. That's why they struggle financially. The only source of income is their job. That's why they struggle financially. And for many people, they don't even have any idea how much that everything that they have, if they put them together, how much value that they have. They have never done it. So your pen, your phone, your bag, your slippers, everything, put them together, put a net value there and see how much do you think that you have. If your business person is the same. If you have a cocoa farm, how much? If you have to sell that cocoa farm today, how much is it? If you own properties, land, partner, how much is each of them? If you put all of them together, how much do you think you're worth? Whatever that you have, the iPhone, everything, and all the people that you owe, put them there together too. It's not you. So you have to do that all the time. You have to do that all the time, at least, so that when you are going in ditch, when you are going over the cliff, you will know that this is Yamiteki, and yet, so that you will know how much debt you have to carry. Some people, they think that the car that they have, Mercedes Benz, that you have very slick, and you have debt on it, but it's not generating any other income. You drive it to work, you bring it home, you drive it to work, and it's not generating anything. Yet you're working to feed that. You will not worth anything. You'll struggle financially. The people who can boldly say, I'm not going to work again, and my life is not going to go down, I can still hold on to my financial responsibilities, our family can still be happy, are people who have over time invested in income generating assets. So your business is one of them. The land that you bought in your village for cocoa farm can be one of them. The apartment that you're building for rent can be one of them. The business, the books that you're writing that people are buying can be one of them. If you have an online business, it can be one of them. They call some things affiliate marketing, can be one of them. There are so many things. Some people have, crypto, all kind of things. Some people do Forex. What is it that you are investing money in that is also bringing you money? Some people just focus on maybe some stocks, some bonds, some mutual funds. Is all. Put them together. Those are value. If you ought to put all of them together, do calculation and see. Because sometimes when we hear he's a billionaire, he's a millionaire. Many times you may even be, a millionaire as well. It's just a term, just a jargon. But at least know how much you are worth every now and then, so that you can see your growth. When you are doing business, you should know how much the business is worth this year. Next year, how much the business is also worth, so that you can pick. It's difficult for you to grow in something that you cannot measure. So if the business is doing 100,000 this year, you should know That business that is generating that much income, how much value do you place on that business? If your business was able to do 100,000 this year, if let's say you were to sell that business, how much would you sell that business with everything that is, all the things that the business owns? If you put everything together, how much value would you place on that business? So if you yourself, how much value do you think you place on yourself? Don't say that it's not important. It's important. Do that. Income, net worth, and income generating asset. So you should focus on. For me, you should not focus on luxury, or you should not focus on comfort. You should focus on investing in assets that generate income. So if those assets generate income more than what you need, then automatically you are free. So long as those assets are still in good shape, you don't have to go and take any job again, because now you can live with the money that comes from those assets. And for me, it's a strategy every one of us can build. And that's why you're building that business. That's why you want to start that farm. That's why you're investing in that thing. So that, let's say you need 5,000 every month to live, but now all your assets are bringing 20,000 every month. Automatically, you can say that you work for free because you so much love your country, so much love the people, so you can work for free. You don't have to bond. If you have to work for the salary to live, you have to pay attention. If you have to work for the salary to live, you have to pay attention. You've not been investing in income generating asset. So the whole year, all the properties that you have, how much do they generate? How much do they generate? Do they generate more than the salary that you get? Or how much even your business is making? Do they generate far more than that? If you can do those permutations, you understand finances, and it means that your financial education is up, and that is where you start to see that you can easily be financially free, and you can easily be financially secure and independent. So the things that you're using, that income that is coming from all these, so if the asset is generating income, and you can take that money from the asset and also invest in asset, that will also continue. And if you can have that cycle, or have that continuity, then that is it. And that's why all these big players that you see, that's what they do. They're able to succeed in building one business. That business starts to bring a lot of money. They invest in another business. That starts to bring another money. They invest in another business. And if you look at our economy, all of us can do that. All of us can do that. Your provision shop, you start to bring something like that. You invest in maybe in MTN mobile money. You start to bring money. You start another maybe rice selling. Another one, you go to maize farming. Another one, you go to opening a hospital. You open a school. You build a factory. You start to invest in all those. Those become assets that bring you money. And that is the point, that you become financially free indeed. Those who have been programmed to only look for salary, struggle all their lives financially. They are supposed to use the salary to build assets that will continue to generate income. And even if it's bringing 1 city, you have done a great work. And if it's bringing 2 city, you have done a great work. If it's bringing 10 city every month, you have done great work, because that is a concept. You want to test something. It's a model. If it's working, then you can expand it. If it's working, then you can expand it. It's not so much how much of the car that you drive. No, it's not so much how much of the house that you live in. No, it's not so much where your children even go to school and how much school fees that you're paying. It's not so much of those. It's more of the lifestyle that you have and the assets that you have invested in that bring you money. If you understand these numbers, then you can be free. if these things confuse you, I bet you are going to struggle all your life. You're going to struggle all your life. So my name is OBENG DARKO. Today we are talking about income, and you're talking about net worth, and we are talking about income generating assets, and we are saying that income, sikana wunyan, and any income, to be a trotro driver, sika, me boss, de me boss me biano, and the choba minyan tambiano, and any sika baminsem, that is my income. Maybe I'm a yang empreco, bosumi and sembia me tonibi, that is an income. Maybe I'm to me do a brofo, we try banchi, we do So this one Tony Bruni well since can if you and those are classified as income. And the case so sika sembe ya sa no man was a dosu. So that say a dosu we are bones and what the busmi be and also who sika one of bush for nyina mu yusu. Ntimika say me de minimo ya na me de minsa there you have to know. You have to know. How much do you use, you and your friends, you and your wife, you and your children, every month? How much is the school fees? Every day, if the children are going to school, you give them 5 cedi. If you put them together, every one of them is spend. How much are you spending on every one of the students or of the children? If you have 5 of them, put all of them together. And the time they are all his kind of so granted the beer on bayari with the course later, I was out here. Maybe our extra classes, meaning I can walk out so out Jessica, be auto tight, Christopher. So ni nyina kekabom nti se wo ho idea bo se misika se mse netie woni ho idea na chese sika no nya bi because won tiase e say obi a was opezo si dai and as was a breacher but woni mi se to block emfa wonti mi si dai ma nge here. So what I say nti these things you must know, and we are saying that ojina ho se si ano ye kika ho bibia onkukuo ne hwan na ye kika no kika ho bibia bobo say na odwen se de be ma ho se si ase ye to no wo ne wajapade nyina said they also said about how much are you worth? How much are you worth? How much? Wakotobia Sigahan Kiabi is if you did ninja in grabo. Is what is as all Tony Saki and send it about. We shut it out and said it about watching our Tony said about can you album near me? How much do you think you're worth? Is it a million? Is it 100,000? Is it 20,000? Is it 30,000? They're saying that if you put all those value together, that maybe is how much you're worth. That house. So uncompleted house na wona wa bresa o ya na si o di sika na kwashe fa hweba o di ashe 5 years ni o di be 70,000 100,000 kwashe ho bra wo bre ansa na utwa block but so o di sika no e kodo banchifo bia samre nka ho ato kada no kwasi awie. So and many of us we should have a formula. You should have a formula. Not more than 10% of your value should go into a house that you're building to live in. Not more than. That's how people don't have financial freedom, because they use 90% of all the money that comes to them to build the house that they live in. So everything that they are worth is in the house that they live in. And that house is not bringing any money. So every time they are waiting for the salary. That's why they struggle. That is why they struggle. But the people who are worth anything, 10% of what they have is in the house that they live in. So really, if the house does not bring any money, they don't care, because 90% is invested in income generating assets. Sometimes even more. Sometimes just 1% of what they have is the worth of the house that they live in. 99% is invested in businesses, in farms, in apartments, in all kind of businesses that they have. So they generate more than what they use, and that is why they are free financially. That is why they are free financially. So you have to do the mathematics yourself. Think through all the time. There's something that you have to do, because there's one year pet, and it's not like we this game will be on cameras and so to her no no. It's a formula that you have to have. You have to sit down. Myself and my wife are always calculating, always doing mathematics, always doing permutation. You want to go onto this project. Are you going to be can you do it, or you have to slow down, or you have to stop this one and focus more here, generate income, go back here? What is it? Always you're doing calculation, you're planning, and see if you miss the solution, if you miss the decision, which most often, most likely you can miss some of them. It's okay. Go back, rectify it, get back to track. These are the things that you focus on. And it's a duty. Don't just say that one day, because it's a formula. It's a formula. You must have it. So if you focus on this income, you focus on that, you calculate the net worth, and you focus on the things that these assets must generate. And if you set it in motion, there's no way that in 5 years, in 3 years, in 10 years, you will not be financially free. And it really does not matter whether you live in Ghana or anywhere. This formula, your teacher, income from government, that is your income. What are the other things that you can do that will bring other money? The time that you have after 2 o'clock, after 3 o'clock, what do you use your time to do? That period, you can work from 4 o'clock to 10 or 12. Do other things to generate income. You can bake bread, you can farm, You can sell something, you can go to the market. The teacher need ban to me after what is it? After work, you can go to the market and sell tomato. I don't understand why you can't. You can do that. You get a table. After work, you go there, you sell. And if that becomes another source of income, and if you do your mathematics and invest that source of income in another thing in that village, you teach somewhere, you say there are no opportunities. But people have cattle. People are rearing goat, sheep. Bimukra yen koto, bimo ye fish. Or to us opportunity be anyone. Who told you? Some people are doing cassava farming, and you are there with your English, waiting for Kufado's money, 1,000 cedis a month. You cannot be financially free, and that is why you say that there are no opportunities. There are opportunities. It's how you break them in your head. So the income is that you must increase the income. If you're struggling financially, it's because the income is not good. If you're struggling financially, it's because the income is not sufficient. If you have good heart and you can't pay that debt as you want, it's because the income is not enough. That's all. If you increase the income, you pay that person. As simple as that. If you increase the income, and all of us can increase the income. Everywhere that you are, all of us can increase the income. And also with the unify, what's in the room, no mommy and son of them, or pen or certificate. Can you know for value to so how much is it? Is it 100,000 or a million? Is 20,000 or 30,000? That's it. So you know your value. And you tell yourself that a year, the next 12 months, this 100,000, which is my net, this is my worth, value, I want to raise it to 200,000. So how am I going to do that? By increasing income. Once you increase income, you focus on buying these assets that will also generate income. And once you do that, it's just a formula. There's no way that you fail. Take it from me. You can sell Kobe and still build wealth. You can sell anything and still build wealth. It really does not matter. There's somebody who said that it's not a big business. No, it's the formula that the people have. It's the formula that they have. It's the understanding. It's how they break these things. If they're able to break these things, they will they will build something significant. Income generating asset. No matter where you live, if you can't understand these things and how they operate, maybe I will be and so on all your life, you still will struggle with money. That's why people will be working 2-3 jobs and they still don't have much. Because when they even have income, they put it in things that do not bring any other money, and the things that they invest in, the value does not even improve, it doesn't increase. And that is why most people struggle financially. That is why most people struggle. So wake up. I said, I'm going to try this business and see, I want to sell something. I want to add different sources of income to what I have. And I want to make sure that everything that I'm investing in is also bringing money. Everything that I'm investing in is also bringing money. And so if you invest to a certain limit, you can just see worries so much. So now your family, you spend 10,000, but you see that all your assets are bringing maybe 200. No matter what, now you can go and buy Bugatti. Now you can go and buy Range Rover. Now you can buy all those and they still be free. Why? Because you are generating. You have to use your time to do that. And the earlier you'll be free financially. If you understand this formula, you income, because you can have income without having a job. That's the young people. You can have income without having a job, Can you sell something? without having salary, actually, without somebody paying you. So you have completed school. Also will be on for you. That is an income. Construction site, that is an income. My extra classes, that is an income. You can go to the market and help somebody, that's an income. Be proud of it and start to invest that income in another thing that will bring you money. And if you have a formula and you stay with it over time, you see that you have been able to build something significant. And that's what we have used, from our businesses, we're able to invest in other things that bring money, So even if you take the business out, we still have income generating assets. If you take the business out, we can survive. We can survive without any problem. Madam Fabako, the problem, no, without any problem, without any problem at all. Why? Because it's a formula. You still, and that's why you have to be very much frugal. If you want, you have to be very much prudent and stay with the formula that you design. So when others are rushing to waste their money, you're still very much careful. So you think through a lot, you plan a lot so that you don't become wasteful. And if you continue to do that, you can just use one or two, three asset and get into this freedom easily. So you get to a point when you are 65, you don't have to take another job if you don't want to, because your assets are bringing money. There are many people around 65 who don't have anything. They are going into retirement, but they don't have any asset that is bringing any income. They don't have anything. So nothing brings 100,000, nothing brings 1,000 cedis a month, nothing brings 200,000 cedis a month, nothing brings 10,000 cedis a month. No, except the insurance or the Senate or something like that. You cannot depend on them. You must have things that you have control over. So what are the things that you're using your youthful way, your youthful years to do, that when you are at a stage where you can't work anymore, those things will continue to bring income? Really, that is financial. So if you all the money that you have, you're changing cars and changing girls, okay, that is also not bad. But they should generate income. They should generate income. So if you're not generating any income, you must wake up. If you have anything that you have value on, so all the things that you listed, that you say that they have value, do they bring any income? The things that you have in your house, the things that you have as an individual, as a family, as a company, that you call asset, do they bring any income? Or they are just there? Do they bring any income? Who can you rent them to? Who can you give them to? There are things in your house that you can rent to somebody, and every month they can give you something. If you pay attention, there are things in your house that you can sell and get money from. You are not using them. Why are you keeping them there? You keep them there for all these years. They don't bring anything, and yet you are working 3 jobs. You're breaking down. But there are so many things in your that you have kept them. Nobody, sell them, raise money, invest in something. Start a farm, start a poultry, start something, open a shop, open a school, go to the internet, look at what you can put money in to generate income, educate yourself. So that your salary, if you have 100,000 coming, maybe your salary is just 10%. The 90%, you don't really have to work for that 90% to come. That way, when you go to work and they insult you, you will not be sad. You'll not be pain. And if they threaten to sack you, you will not so much worry. Why? Because you have assets that are generating income for you. You have assets that are generating income for you. This one is your duty. It's my duty. Everyone. And these are the things that you teach your children as well. Income generating asset. And all the rich people that you see, they may have different values, but that is what they generate. So almost all the time, they're investing in assets. They're investing in businesses that bring money. They are always, having business partnership. One business is coming. Look at Dangote, for instance. He's always investing in something that is going to bring another. So he's employing a lot of people constantly. And that's why they create value. That's why they increase their net as worth all the time, because they're investing in income generating asset all the time. That's the formula they use. There is income, they know their net worth, and they're investing in income generating asset, and that will increase their net worth all the time. That is that, and that's why when you have moved from here to here, that's what they do. So at the personal level, maybe you can call it as informal. At the primary basic level, you must know that. You must know this is what we are worth this year. These are the sources of income that we have. These are the assets that are generating. These are the assets that we have. Those assets that you think the asset, if they are not bringing any income, they are not helping you. Can you see how they can bring income to you? Can you work on that? And every one of us, no matter where we are, we can do something about this, because many people only think about pay, salary. No, focus on income generating asset, and you see that you have freedom. You have freedom all the time. You have freedom all the time. So thank you very much. for watching. You can join us. I've shared the link. You can join us briefly. Today we should be able to close early. I promised this one, but I hope that today we'll close just about the next 40 minutes. So you can join us if you want to join us. Income generating asset. Learn it, study it. You study, you polish it, you correct it all the time, and you'll be fine. You're always correcting something, learning something. As Africans, the world global financial structure decided to put us at the bottom, and so if you don't lift yourself, there's no way that anybody is going to pay you enough for you to have financial freedom. They don't want you to have financial freedom. If you have